What's up, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. Today, keeping in theme with the 10 years of transition, I'm going to share a little story time. This is the first time I came out to somebody at my job before I transitioned. And a little bit of backstory to understand. I was working in a furniture store. Started in Waco, Texas as a salesperson. Anytime you promote with this company, you move somewhere else, most often. So I started in Waco. A few months in, I was promoted to assistant manager, so I moved to Tyler, Texas. I was married during all of this, and less than a year after being in Tyler, Texas, corporate came to me and said, look, we want to offer you your own store. We want you to be a store manager. And so they came to me with Midland, Texas as an offer, and then also Waco. I did not want to go back to Waco. The store was a disaster, plus I kind of hated Waco. But I was married, and Waco is where she was born. It's where her family was. So we went back to Waco. And again, I dreaded it because of the condition of the store. They rarely got any good business. But they did clean house. They got rid of the people who were there before. All that was left was the warehouse guy and a brand new assistant manager. So we make the trip back to Waco, and I meet the assistant manager for the first time. And that was a disaster. Train wreck. He came across as very arrogant, very intimidating, had a very cold expression on his face of don't cross him or he'll kill you. And he was very large. He could. First interaction, he looks at me and he says, are we going to get along? Wow. I mean, we're both here to work and make money, so sure. He said, well, I've just heard things about you. Now seeing you in person, I don't know, because I'm very sexy. I have beautiful eyes. I'm an athlete. Women love me, and you're not. I was like, wow, okay, this is gonna be a challenge. Great. Joy, thank you. But over time, we actually became really good friends. We worked really well together. We were two of the top selling managers in the company. We were constantly crushing all the numbers. And we fed off of each other's energy really well. We made fun of each other in front of customers, which usually made them laugh and made them kind of let down their guard a little bit and just have fun being there. So we did really well together. And this is in 2011. A few months after being there, he noticed things had changed a little bit. In my mood, my demeanor. I was at the store more often. My wife never came in anymore. And he said, you know, it was a dead day. No customers coming in, so we were just sitting around. He said, I have a question for you. He said, what did you do to piss off your wife so much? She doesn't come in anymore. I just want to make sure I don't make the same mistake with my girlfriend. I was like, well, I don't think you're going to have the same problem. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. I was like, you know, it's personal. Something I just don't want to discuss. He was like, come on, just tell me. I just want to make sure I don't make the same mistake. I was like, I don't think you will. Again, it's personal. It's something that we're working on. He said, you know what? I'm not going to tell anybody else here. I hate everybody here. Just tell me. And just so you know, like Furniture Row is one big furniture store separated into 3 sections. And each section has its own manager and team. So there's a giant hole that went all the way through the building so you could see and kind of converse and take customers down. But everything is run a little bit separate and differently. So there are other people there. And I was worried about that. It was one of the things I didn't want him to tell everybody. But he's like, I don't talk to anybody. Just tell me. No. Again, it's just personal. It's something that we're working through. You know, we may be getting divorced. And he said, you know what? Fine, whatever. Deal with it on your own. I'm just trying to be a friend. You know, sometimes I could use one. It'd be nice to have one. I said, oh my God. He's a great salesman. He was guilt tripping me. So I said, fine. So I pulled up this picture on my phone that I had of myself. One of the few times I got to slip away and just be myself. And a friend came into town and took some pictures of me. So I gave him the phone. He stares at it for a minute. And he was like, I knew it, you cheating bastard. Because I still don't get it. I don't know how you bagged the girl you got now. Now you have a second one? That just blows my mind. But I knew you were a cheater. I was like, no, it's not what you think. It's not who I am. So I don't cheat, but that's me. He was like, wait, what? Give me your phone back. So I gave him the phone back. He stares at the picture again. And his reaction totally blew my mind. Quick break in the video to share with you today's video sponsor, Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community that offers thousands of classes for creatives. Everything from photography to design, marketing, merch. If you love to learn, this is a great place to do it. For example, I recently took the class Design Great Stuff, How to Make Merch with Draplin, taught by Aaron Draplin. I've been interested in creating my own merch for a while, so I was really intrigued by this class. And I love how Aaron is unfiltered and shares his passion for design. He walks you through the entire process from concept to actually having the merch created. And I really love his personal stories along the way and the passion that's in it, because it really brings out that desire to do the same. As you can see, the class is really easy to navigate. You can take it at your own pace. You can stop and go. And even on the rest of the site, again, very easy to navigate. They even recommend classes to you based on your own personal interests. So I highly encourage you to check it out. The first 1,000 subscribers to click on the link in the description box below will get 1 month free trial of Skillshare. Again, it's a free trial. It's an opportunity to just see what the classes are like, probably fall in love. It's a great opportunity to learn. So I encourage you to check it out. Anyway, back to the story. So as I was saying, his reaction blew my mind. As he looked at the picture the second time, he looked up at me and said, "You make a fine-ass woman. Why the hell do you do that?" His language was a little bit more colorful, but I'm toning it down. So I explained to him, this is who I've always been. I ran from it. I hid it. I lied about it. My wife found out. We were getting a divorce. And this is who I want to be, but I don't know how that looks, how that process goes. You know, I want to transition, but I'm afraid. He said, if that's you, be you. Screw what everyone else thinks. We all have our own problems and issues and secrets and things that we deal with, but you shouldn't let it stop you from being yourself. Not the reaction I expected. Even though my stomach was still in knots this entire time and still was now, I felt this huge weight lifted off my shoulders. I felt seen. I felt heard. I felt accepted. And I didn't know what to do with that because I had never felt that before. Primarily because I'd never shared it. But the biggest takeaway from that is, you know, being trans, I often deal with judgment, with hate, with ridicule, with misconceptions all the time. And for most of my life, it came from myself. We do that to ourselves, all that self-hate. And knowing how that feels, it's crazy that oftentimes we judge others before they can judge us. And some of that's a defensive mechanism, and we want to use that as an excuse. But, you know, I looked at him, the way he carried himself, the way I thought he was arrogant, the way he acted, his personality, his background, and I assumed there was no way in the world he would understand or accept me for who I am. And he did. So many times in life, we do that all the time with everyone. Our lives would be so much richer and so much fuller, and we would be surrounded by so much support if we let go of that and we just trusted that people would accept and love us for who we are because they know us. And if they don't need to be in our lives anyway. So we have to let go of that self-hate and that initial defense of just judging someone and how they may react. Let go of that and just be. Just live your life, be free, and let people surprise you. Or not even let them surprise you. Because you want to go into it thinking and knowing that they know who you are as a person and they're going to love you regardless. That's just what I would encourage everybody to do. It definitely made telling other people at my work much easier. I still had the knots in my stomach every time. Now, not so much. Obviously, 10 years later, it's not as big of a deal anymore. but that one time helped the whole process. And he loves taking credit for it. He loves this story. He'll often reach out to me and go, you know what? All of this, you're welcome. That's me. I did that for you. You can thank me later. Which is fun. I really appreciate that experience that I had. And I know it's not the same for everybody. But people will surprise you. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you all so much. Bye.